Okay, first of all, I apologize for the two YouTube tabs on the left. Just put up with it, I guess. So, in case you can't tell, this video is going to be about Minesweeper. So, let's start off with the patterns of Minesweeper. It's pretty simple. You go to minesweeper.online, which is, in my opinion, a superior Minesweeper website. The only downside is you need to be online for this. However, it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just going to quickly thumb my way through these. They're all pretty basic. You don't need to explain the logic. Actually, I should probably start off with how you play Minesweeper. The board is divided into cells. These mines randomly distributed to when you need to open all the cells. The number on a cell shows the number of mines adjacent to it. Using this information, you can determine cells that are safe and cells that contain mines. Cording is when you tap a number, and if it has the number of flags around it that it represents, such as, for instance, a 2 needs 2 flags adjacent to it, either directly next to it or on a diagonal of one tile. And yeah. So anyway, so the patterns is pretty simple. You can read these if you'd like. Is there a way to thumb through these? Oh, there is. Okay. Oh, I see. They're all multi-step. So we're just going to go through these, and I'll actually show you some in actual live gameplay as well as how it works. Look, all the patterns are done. Okay. So let's get into something a bit more advanced. Patterns. So let's start off by cracking open an expert game and going pop. I'm just going to be doing this until we get, oh look, a good start. So this is mobile, so I need to activate flagging mode. So did you see that? I flagged this tile, and because this number has, which is a 1, has 1 mine next to it that I flagged, it is satisfied. However, this 2 over here, oh, you can't push and hold on mobile. Oh well. The 2 directly adjacent to this, not on a diagonal, but directly adjacent, I'm cording it, however, it's, does not have the number of mines. Now I can manually click this, however the faster way is to just cord. So to get into the further logic, do you see this 3? So because this 3 has to have 3 mines adjacent to it, but that 1, this one, can only have 1 mine adjacent to it, that means that must be a mine, and one of these is also a mine. That is a 50-50 that can potentially have outside information applied to it later on in the game. So over here we have that one, and it's satisfied. As you can see, cording is a lot faster. This is a pattern, which you can easily follow. This is a bit more advanced. So because this 2 can only have, or this 3 must have 3 mines to it, but the 2 can only have 1 more mine next to it, that means that that tile is safe, and because this 1 is now split, we can do it like that. Now when it comes to this 2, either one of these is 1 mine. Keep that in mind for later on in the video. However, we also have another beautiful example, as well as something that I like to call faulty logic. So this 2 must have a mine there, here, or here. This 2, however, can have a mine here, here, or here. A lot of people see this 2 here, and they just assume that this is a pattern, and that that tile is safe. In this case, it was safe, which means this tile is also safe. However, in the event that that 2 tile I just opened was a mine, it would not be safe. In fact, it would have ended the game as soon as I opened that 1. But because Minesweeper is not a game purely about skill, there is a fair bit of luck involved in outside of no guessing mode. You can just do that. Now this, however, is a pure pattern. In this scenario, this 1 means that there has to be a mine over here, next to the 2. And because there's a mine right next to that 1, it opens. In more speedy games, you just fly through that, because it's a recognizable pattern that is always true. Now this 3 must have a mine by that 1, and now there's a split among that 1. This one has to have a mine here or here, because I accidentally corded. Anyway, if you have 2 1s next to each other, with an open tile on one side or the other, I'm going to keep playing. With an open tile on one side or the other, as we have here, that open 1, that means that this 1 can only apply to these. I keep misclicking that one. But yeah, and as you can see, that is not an absolute, or that is an absolute pattern, but that does not tell you where a mine is. That tells you where an open cell is. So over here, we have that, and that. So as you can see, it makes a lot of sense once it's solved, and if you've been paying attention, we have another 2 pattern that opens up. So if you'd like, I could go through speedrunning this to some degree. This is mobile edition, so you pretty much have to just spam chords. This is actually pretty slow. And you can kind of see some of the logic in play, but in my opinion, when someone is going too fast for your speed, it's really hard to follow along. There's a ton of pattern recognition. Like, if you're not good at pattern recognition, Minesweeper is going to be pretty difficult for you to start off with. Now, we could use this 4 here in order to determine that is an open mine. However, I'm going to use the logic of this 1 exists, which means that it's an open mine, or open tile. Cording is also a massive shortcut that everybody fast likes to use. It's also mandatory for efficiency, which I'm not really going to get into this video. But other than pattern recognition, the other thing you need to keep an eye out for is sneaky things that you accidentally make while solving. This is particularly prevalent in evil modes, because it's pretty much designed. Oh wait, that's more advanced logic. So this 1 means that one of these tiles must have a mine. Now we can use this 2, which dictates that there must be a mine here or here, which means that is a flagged mine. Then from there we can chord. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to quickly finish this game up and move on to the next one. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back early. So first of all, the tile over here I opened using a pattern. Then over here, this 2 had to have a mine there, which means I could use this 3 to open that 4 tile. That one's open because it is. This is a pattern. Just thought I might want to point that out. And we can once again use the logic as well as chording in order to just kind of skip over this. Also, I really hope I don't accidentally use a free hint, because that would just be wasteful. That is another pattern because that 3 is on a wall. That's 6, you just recognize it. And now we're into more of the advanced endgame. So this one needs to have a mine there or there, which means that there has to be a mine there because of this 2. From there it opens. Now this 4 over here needs to have a mine here or here, which means that that 3 is sated. Now this 4 only has 4 tiles around it, meaning that it is now safe. And now we can actually potentially get a mine count here. But no, it's not going to be that nice. So, in the absolute worst case scenario for us, 1, 2, 3. We know where 3 of the mines are. Now, that is not a guaranteed position. That is worst case scenario. That is where the mines are. Which means that there are still 5 unaccounted for mines that we do not know about. So I'm just going to quickly pop open a hint, and as you can see, it did not find any solution. However, it can generate the odds of anything being a mine. So as you can see, there is a open 12. What the? Anyway, I need to toggle the hint back on. I did not know that was a thing on mobile. So I'm just going to open the 12. Now that is not guaranteed to be safe. It has a 12% chance of being a mine, and a 12% chance of being a mine. Meaning that about 1 in 10 times that hint will result in you dying. You will go pop. So in the case of the 2 over here, we have more advanced logic. There needs to be 1 mine in here, which means this is 50-50. This is 30-30-30, technically 33-33-33, and then over here we have 50-50. That is not the actual odds, such as for instance that one is slightly more likely to be a mine, and as you could see earlier, that one is also very favorable to be a mine. When it comes to calculating probabilities, it's really advanced. And that 5 is a problem. No, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, it is. So now we have a 30-30-30 to finish. It is now 50-50, and I went pop. Not much you can do about that. So a little while back, not too long ago, I asked a few of my friends, well, in-game friends, I don't know them in real life, to send me some more advanced things. This is the meme locomotive. I don't know his real name, and I'm also not going to dox him too much. I just need to find the mine count he sent me. Where is the mine count? I will find it, I'll be back. Found the part where I asked him to send me the stuff. Example video. Mine count. Let's open this in a new tab. So, let's see what we're dealing with here. Can I interact with this in any way for you guys? Oh boy. Unfortunately, that is a screenshot. Okay, let's see if I can do anything with it anyway. I might have to quickly grind out an example of a mine count. So, as you can see, there are 3 mines, as indicated in the upper left corner. That's what that number is. The top right is the time. Don't worry about that. So the ones in the upper leftmost corner means that there is one mine in either of those top two positions. Actually, no, I can just straight up say this. Do you see that 3 in the middle of that box that has 6 tiles around it? All 3 of the mines need to be one of those 6 tiles, which opens up the tile in the topmost row, top row, third from the left. Yeah, 3 over from the left, right next to the 1. Then from there, that gives you the position of a mine right next to the 2, which will then open up the tile directly above the 4, which means that the tile to the left of the tile that just opened is a mine. Then from there, you can open up the 3, and from there, it's pretty much solved. Now, I also asked him to send more advanced logic. So let's go into more advanced logic before 47 seconds in. So the main reason I like Minesweeper Online is because you can actually go back 47 seconds in. Good enough. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with. Let's see what he finds. He finds that one. Okay. So let's open this up in something I can actually scribble on. This is called Editor. Scroll down a little bit, select black, black. So, he opened up this tile. Where's the undo button? I'm so used to a computer. He opened up that tile, which means that is the end goal. So how do you get that, you might be asking? Well, you use this 2. So that 2 needs to have a mine here or here in either of these 2 tiles. Which means that using that 4, using the 4, basically we know for a fact that one of those 2 I just realized this is incredibly basic logic. Okay. That's the best way to put this. This 4 need these, even if all 3 of these are mines, which they are because that 2 counts as a 1, there needs to be one mine here or here, which means this is an open tile, which is why it opens up. Then from there we discover this is a mine. We discover this is an open tile. We discover this is an open tile. We discover this is a mine. As we will see play out. He figures out that relatively basic logic, and then from there, we can just kind of watch this. Oh, I see what. To be honest, I reviewed this when I was pretty tired, so that finishes that game. So 21 seconds in, we have another example of something. Perfect. So let's see if I can figure out what he saw. One moment. I think this is a wraparound. So let's take a screenshot. That is exactly what I asked for. But that's not what I wanted. Big thing when you're dealing with technology is it always does what you tell it to do, except for when it doesn't. So there needs to be one mine in here, which means there can only be one mine in here. Because this too is guaranteed to have a mine here or here, here or here. That means that there can only be one mine in all of this area, which means that this is guaranteed to be a flagged mine. Then from there we can chord the 1. Is that what he does? I'm going to assume so. Oh, no, he found something else. Oh, yeah, So the big thing to know about the meme locomotive is they play for efficiency, which is a special mode where you use as few clicks as possible. And by looking a little bit ahead, you can see that this one is going to open up, which means that there is going to be a mine here, which means that tile is safe. This tile is safe. And then from there you can see how he kind of clicked around the one. You can kind of see the logic at play here. Fortunately, this time around he's going pretty slow, or they're going pretty slow. And that was once again another example of an efficiency play, because if we pop it into editing, efficiency is a whole new game mode that I would not concern yourself with too much. It took me a good long while before I got into it. So there needs to be one mine in here, which means this tile is empty, which means that because of this too, there is a mine here and a mine here, which means this tile is safe. There's also a mine right there. And yeah. In this case, maybe it's up late for them, because this is definitely not playing with efficiency. Oh, I think we came to the next spot of logic right there. Because if I recall, this game had multiple spots of logic they wanted to showcase. Once again, I took a screenshot. I'm not very smart. I genuinely thought I was not recording, or wondered if I was recording. So there needs to be one mine in here, which means that that too, has one mine in here. And we can also take this to the nth degree by saying, because of this one, there's one mine in here, which means that there needs to be one mine in here. Now, because there's one mine in here, that means that this is guaranteed. That is an awful color. That is also an awful color. This is guaranteed to be open because of this flag and this too, and this possibility, or this guaranteed bit. So as you can see, that's why that tile opens up. He found the 3. That's just because of that 1 by the 3. And as you can see, the tile then opens up. Now from here, that 1 means that there is only one mine in proximity to the 2 that's right next to it, which means that the flag, or which means that the tile right beneath this one, that one I'm talking about, is a flag. And once again, because we're dealing with an efficiency player, that's just the way he is, or they are. And now I think we come to the final spot of logic that they want to showcase here. I think this will actually be a guess. Okay, how did you get that? Is this showcased? 112. Yep, and I think this is the bit they wanted to showcase. Oh, okay. I think I see it. So the bit that I saw, let's use brown or something, is there's a 1 here, which means that there's guaranteed to be 2 mines in here. Because there are 2 mines in there, there can only be 1 mine in here, which means that this and this are flagged. And because that's the case, it opens up that way. I think I skipped back a little bit too far. Okay. So in case you can't tell, Meme is a fair bit better than I am. But they've also been playing more advanced strategies than I have, because I only started actually being particularly good quite later on. Also, this might be a mine count. 6 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 known ones. So I think we'll actually get a bit of art of guessing here. I don't actually know if he succeeds in this game, or in this board. Wait, did he just write? Nope, he corded that. Oh, I'm blind. There's a 1 directly above that 3, which is going to be sated by the 3 underneath it. I use that logic a ton. Yep. And then from there, it does that, and it all falls apart. So big shout outs to the meme locomotive, to sending stuff at 36 in. Let's go to one last bit at 36. You know what, that's good enough. Well, seemingly random tile opens up. I will wait. Okay, he sees the 2. He sees the 2. He sees the 3. Also, I'm fairly certain that when he was doing this arena, he specifically was looking for advanced logic like this, and potentially pointed out by holding the chord button on it. Because this is a no-guess arena, which was perfect for what I was buying from him, which was games. Oh, is it the 2? I think I see it. So, let's grab pink, why not? There's 1 mine in here, which means that there's 1 mine in here, which means that there's a mine here or here, which means that these tiles are open. Is that what opens up? Waiting, 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 waiting. Oh, you found something else. 1. I don't think that was guaranteed. So the problem with that 4 over there, yeah, this was a game of odds right here. So the reason he opens that tile is because he saw, or they saw, I'm just assuming the meme locomotive is a he, I don't know their actual gender. Please don't get mad if you're seeing this. There's 1 mine in here, and 1 mine in here. So there is a 75% chance that this is a mine. It's a bit higher because of that 5, but for our purposes, it's effectively 75. It's likely, but not guaranteed. Which would then open up that tile. However, the logic I think he was looking at is... Okay, I really need to find the undo button. Oh, erase? Oh dear. Now I really need the undo button. You know, it'll just take another. So the logic they were going with is there's 1 mine in here, and there's probably another mine in here. This is a 50-50 guess, which would then open up these two tiles. Also, I think I've been downloading all of these by accident. I could be wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain that's a guess. Which he's not fully capitalizing on. Yeah, that was definitely a game of odds. I'm going to skip ahead. He's staring at this bit a lot. Oh, he found it. Okay, so as you can see, he sees that too. And he's about to see the 1 and open those 3 tiles. Nope. He found something else. Why'd you open that one? Oh, now I remember. So in order to meet the criteria of what I was buying, you only needed to be able to identify the advanced logic. That doesn't mean you had to follow it. So even though this is a perfectly valid solution that I came up with, that was silly race apparently, that means that at the time he didn't necessarily see it, he just found it after the fact and then sent it. So I think that's going to be that. Oopsies. So let's see. Honestly, I think I have enough of that. Let's go over to Nightlight. I'm going to quickly pause in order to find it. I had a bit of a brain blip there. It's actually Rebellious Geek who sent in the logic. Joyman had it. Let's go to 53 second, because this is actually a mine count, which is what I wanted to cover. 53 seconds. Alright, let's pop it into the editor. Perfect, off to a great start. There's 6 mines. There's 1 in here, 1 in there, 1 in here, definitely 2 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is definitely a better point, because there's still logic to be done. Okay. How many mines are there? I'm going to assume 3. There are 3 mines. Perfect for this example. There's 1 mine in here, at least 1 mine in here, and also a mine over here. Meaning that some safe tiles for sure would be any of these. If you click any of those, it will give you an acute edge that you can use to break out. Now from there you can use the 4 in order to satisfy the 3. He actually took a little guess there, I think. Was that a guess? No, I don't think. Oh no, it wasn't. He saw the 2 in the middle, which had 1 mine on either side of it, which means that the tile directly above it was safe. Thank you, Rebellious Geek. Oh, oopsies. And now I need to find the example he sent me where it was overthinking. I know someone sent me an example of overthinking. Can write at it. Okay. So he had to go in the middle of this, I do believe, which is why it's 20 minutes long. So the 20 min, it can be an example of overthinking. open a new tab, and go to 20 minutes. Oopsies. Okay. What glorious plan did he come up with? Probably involving the twos, maybe? Okay. He went for a guess. No, I think he was trying to use twos. So in this example, there has to be a mine in there, and okay, let's sketch this out a bit. Sorry if this is a bit tedious, but you know what, that's just the way Minesweeper can be. So if there's one mine in here, one mine in here, one mine in here, weird. Okay, one moment. I figured it out. I had to reset real quick. So, black. There's that, which means that there's one mine in here, and because there's one mine there, there's one mine there. And that is why he opened those tiles at the bottom. I might have gone back too far. Rebellious, how long do you have to look at this tile? Okay. Now what was the better way I found? Because I said this was an example of overthinking, which means that there is most definitely a better tile to open. I'll be back once more. I figured out how to erase. Secondly, I think the one I found was there has to be one mine in there, which means that there has to be one mine in there. Honestly, I don't know what the better one I found was. Maybe it was a different game? Or was it? I don't know. Anyway, I've wasted far too much time on advanced logic. Let's go into some guessing. So my games, all games. So as you can see, I cycle expert a lot. And let's find something that's fairly high 3BV. Is this just a mistake or a bad guess? Oh, that was a miss flag. You know what? I know the best way we can go into the art of guessing. Straight into a high difficulty board. You see that skull? It means it's high difficulty. Let's go. So let's start off by trying to open it up. Okay. So when guessing, you want to stick to either a corner or a wall. And always pick a guess that will benefit you the most. So in this case, this is 50-50 and this is 50-50. However, there's also this and this. Now, a stupid guess would be going with something such as that. Because if we come up here, as we can see, the mine density is 24. That means anything that is a 50-50 is probably not going to be a good guess unless there's no other better guess. So I'm going to turn on flag mode before I accidentally click a mine. Let's start off with some basics. So when guessing, that tile is inferior to that tile. So when guessing, if you have no other choice, open that tile. Because there's one mine in here, and in the scenario, one mine in here, and in the scenario that the tile I opened is a 1 or a 5 or a 4, that would give me a lot of extra information. So because that tile is no longer a choice, I'm going to guess along the top. And that is perfect. From here, we can open it up. And you just start kind of worming around. Some basic logic. I think an HD board is decent, or a high difficulty board is a decent way to show things off, such as, for instance, that 5 pattern. It's not too difficult to figure out how I got that. And now we once again have a choice. Either I can go for the 25% chance to be a mine there, or was effectively a 50-50. Technically it's like 75-25 there or something. But there's also this 4 that comes into play, which makes the odds weird. I'm going to say either guess in a corner, which is not a bad choice for early on. However, later in the game, you want to guess there. So in this case, I got 4. That means that I have a 20% chance of any of these being a mine. I now have a 1 in 4, which is 25. Still the same as the board. Now we can I know for a fact that one of these tiles, and only one of these tiles, is a mine. Meaning that I can guess between these two 3s to guess which one has an open side. I'm going to elect to come over here. As we can see, because there's one mine in here, it opens up. And I actually managed to find an opening tile. An opening tile is a tile that has no number. And it kind of just opens up. Now from here we can identify more patterns and more patterns and more patterns, as well as work things out. Such as, for instance, that is a pattern. However, every pattern has logic. Such as, for instance, this 2. Let me explain. There is a 1 here, which means there can only be one mine over there. Because that mine exists, that tile opens up, which then creates that 2 pattern, which you can easily execute upon. And from here, you just work your way down. Slowly trickling your way down. Down, down, down. So we once again have the scenario where I don't think there's... I lie. There's actually a pretty good... By the way, I'm clicking on the screen, so sorry, this is undesirably messy. I would never play an efficiency like this. So we have an interesting scenario where there's a mine here or here, which means that tile is open. And we can just slowly filter our way through. On one hand, I don't want to be here for too long, because it's literally just me playing Minesweeper. But on the other hand, observing someone who's not particularly good at going fast, but is not too bad at figuring things out logically, can be quite helpful. So, I think this theory is interesting because there's one mine in here, which means that each one of these guesses is decent. It's not a bad guess. So that means that my main guesses I see right now are here, because there's no outside influence increasing the odds of it being a mine, and here. Both of these options, in my opinion, will have equal benefit, because if that's a 4, in this, I was hoping it would be a 3, but a 4 is not too bad, because that means there can only be one mine over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does that. Additionally, because there can only be one mine over there, we can open it up like that. There's no way to intentionally get an opening to trigger. You just need to randomly find an opening. If you're really experienced, you can kind of predict where the openings will be. They're primarily on the sides. Because fewer mines are likely to generate there, because you can't have a mine generate outside of the map. Which means that just in general, the edges of the board are more likely to have an opening than the interior. And oh look, a bomb. So the problem here is there's a singular pattern that always gets me. It always gets me, and that is that 3. There's just something weird about it. So you definitely want to look out for that. And that was just me being brain dead, because there's a 1 right there. So that right there is some... I don't want a phone call. Go away. That is some good examples of either being brain dead or of logic, depending on what part of that you are actually paying attention to. Oh boy. The next thing on my list is the arts of getting faster. So, let's come into... let's go into a hard. I grind hards way too much. I need less to. I just need less to. Let's also turn off the dark theme. This is what you'll see. This is what Minesweeper looks like for almost everybody else. So normally I would be on a touchpad if I actually wanted to go fast. Turn on chord mode, and so a few ways to get faster would be to simply scroll through the pattern section I showed you guys earlier, and that would be fairly effective at helping you identify patterns. So as you can see, by simply identify patterns, you can pretty quickly start carving your way through the minefield. That is assuming you don't have the worst clicking accuracy under the sun. My efficiency has officially been nuked because I misclicked like at least 5 times. That's actually not absolute, but this one is. By the way, I say the word a lot, so you can probably tell. I was about to open up a single tile, and then I found a better way. So one way you can get faster is just by looking. You can try to identify patterns, you can practice to get faster. However, there's also another way at getting better. So I'm going to quickly finish this up, kind of show off the end game goal here. I'll bring you back if anything interesting happens. I'm just going to be finishing the board. Okay, that's the end, and while I was doing that, I had a little bit of time to think. So the first way I would recommend getting better is to coming over to Players Online. This is automatically sorted by people from best to worst. And you probably want to scroll down to someone, not maximum trophies, because they usually go way too fast to follow. I accidentally clicked on 7. That's a bit too low for observing people. Let's say anyone around 700 trophies is probably pretty good. I'm just going to come up here and find someone who looks like they might be interesting to observe. How about Flu? Oopsies. That is not how you spectate someone. You click on the spectate button. Sorry, Blue, Flu, or whatever your name was, you're not getting observed today. Oh, let's watch Watcher. Oh wait, never mind, he's in a beginner. So as you can see, you can just watch someone and see how they react to things. However, another thing you might want to do is to find someone playing evil. This is a field marshal playing evil. I do not know where he... Oh, look, there he is. So you can... Ideally, you want to find someone going slower, so you can actually follow what they're doing. But the fun thing about evil is it's guaranteed to be solvable. It's just not particularly nice. Is this guy on mobile? I swear he's clicking 2 spots simultaneously. Nope, never mind. He is effectively just going fast. And he's not going straight to the next game. If you continue to spectate them, when they go into the next game, you get to observe their next game. Very self-explanatory. Such as, for instance, if you find someone flying through beginners, I don't know what you're doing. Apparently being AFK. Anyway, you can go over to players online and observe that. However, you can also come over to help and guides. Guides. What is 50-50? Read it. Efficiency guide? Read it. No guessing logic? Read it. Yeah, that's what I would recommend, anyway. Going over there. So the next way you can get better is by playing efficiency. For this, I'm a little bit lazy. I'm just going to go to my profile and click on my efficiency game. Yeah, this has to be the efficiency. Yep, that's efficiency. So as you can see, I start off with a classic 4-corner start. By the way, when you see that little dot swirling around, it just moves to wherever they last clicked. So the name of the game when it comes to efficiency is trying to achieve an end goal with as few clicks as possible. It's not see a pattern and execute, but rather to think as much as you possibly can about any given option and pick the route that will give you the best chord you can possibly get, and then from there, monopolize upon that chord. Such as, for instance, that hanging 1, by the bit where I just opened, not that one. Oh, that was a better choice, though. Yeah, that one is pretty good. As you can see, you're just trying to achieve a goal with as few clicks as possible. This is a pretty good way to get faster, believe it or not. That was a net 0. I did not gain nor lose anything. However, because my efficiency was already above 100, I actually did lose to some degree from that. That was a error on my part, I do believe. Also, there does reach a point in time in the efficiency game where you kind of just have to give up and take the hit to your efficiency and do something. So as you can see there, I was hoping to get something else I could use to monopolize upon my clicks. When trying to go for a really high efficiency, you have to guess or get a really lucky board. That's just the nature of high efficiency because it's unlikely to happen. So as you can see, you can probably see where those two mines are, but I'm trying to achieve that goal with as few clicks as possible. A few pointers about efficiency that you probably want to know is if you see an option, find your best option and achieve it using as few clicks as possible, but if need be, use a flag whenever possible. And always put this flag in the oh, that was painful. Always put the flag in the most aggressive spot you can find. So I was playing earlier today, intermediate, And it's probably going to be all games sort. Oh wait, not all games sort by efficiency. So I don't know if I won that one. Oh, that was a long game. Never mind. We're not watching that one. We can watch this one. No, I even won this one. So you can probably see 4-corner start, unless you get 2 really good starts for efficiency. You'll just have to recognize what these look like over time. And as we play through this, as it opens up a little bit, you want to be placing these these flags as aggressively as possible. Such as, for instance, right now I see I'm fairly certain I was doing a physics question right now. Yeah, that one is the best choice possible. Efficiency games are very slow. I was doing it earlier, in an earlier game. But anyway, pretty much the theory is if you place a flag in the most aggressive spot possible... Oh, that was logical, actually. I thought I was about to say that was a guess, but it wasn't. You always want to place the flag as far forward as possible because that is going to give you the biggest odds of being able to use it later. Trying to remember where to go. I'm stuttering a lot. I'm sorry. I completely lost my train of thought. One moment. Okay, now I remember. The other way you can get better is to just practice. Such as, for instance, practice, as I'm doing here, on getting faster, recognizing these patterns. I'm going to mind count that later. Oh, perfect. As we can see, there are 2, which means that is the only possible combination. Because if that was where it was, there would still be 1 leftover mine. Oh wait, no. Was that one countable? No, that was not actually countable. That was luck. I wonder if that kills your win streak. I don't know. I thought it was countable. Apparently it wasn't. Okay, I just got lucky, apparently. And now we can kind of guess, or see if that actually does affect your win streak. The name of science. It does not. Oh wow, why was I playing so many efficiency games, or beginner games earlier? I don't know. So other than practicing a lot, the other way you can play is with no flag. That's what I was thinking of earlier. No flag is where you simply don't use flags. This means that it is not possible to chord, and you need to really think about where you are clicking. My games, no flag only. Let's go intermediate, why not? Actually, there was a faster one. Let's go with the A4 second. As you can see, you simply play with no flags. It starts off pretty easy, but as the game continues on, you need to be able to keep track of more and more mines. And if you try to go too quickly, in the case of going after speed no flag, this is quite likely to mess you up. So as you can see, you need to keep track of where all the mines are, which really makes you think about all your moves. Now, this is going to feel slow. It's going to not feel like any progress whatsoever. However, over time, you will get faster. Not specifically at no flag, but simply because you're going to naturally keep track of where the mines are outside of no flag. So even though during no flag you might not be particularly fast, when you take the time, you know, you guys can watch the game as I talk. Over time I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, that was a guess. You can continue guessing that way. You are foolish. This person I'm watching is foolish. And yes, I know this myself. I am foolish. Anyway, so if you go to help, gems, in the specific case of the sapphire, speed, no flag. That means you need to go fast, while also not knowing where not being able to easily keep track of the mines. So I think this is already time to break out more advanced strategies, such as tactical guessing. Okay. So the speed is ruined because I'm doing a tutorial. However, I want to use this opportunity to show off advanced guessing. So we know there's flags, or mines there. Cat, you hurt. Kitty, that is painful. So all those black dots are where we know for a fact are flags. Now we could come over here, do that, and say, okay, that's an open tile. That's an open tile. However, that is actually a 50-50 guess. And it's equally likely that that one is also an open tile. However, if one is an open tile, the other cannot be. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there's actually a better option. Why guess 50-50 when you can guess, I do believe, 20% or something like that? I know intermediate is pretty low mine density. When you can guess there, or you can also guess, let's say over here. Now, the reason you can guess over there, or specifically that tile, is if you get a 1, it opens up a bunch of things. Just because it isn't necessarily a good guess, it has high potential to open a lot of things up. So I'm actually going to guess there. Got a 1. That's an open tile. And that's a 1, so it's like that. So you're just going to get to observe me going through a no flag. I would highly recommend doing this yourself, even if it's just on beginner mode. And yeah, please have fun. Do not try to no life minesweeper. Oh, there's a 2 there. That 2 in the middle that has, yeah, I did not see that. Because I'm kind of brain dead right now. Please do not go straight into no lifing minesweeper. It is not a very healthy habit. All of these got done in about 2 days. But you know what? As we can see, minesweeper eats my time by the hour. I have all A's, so not a problem. It's a stress solution. Yep, that is my reasoning. I have nothing better to spend my time on because I genuinely do not have anything better to do. And that, my friends, is that. Is there anything else I need to cover when it comes to the art of getting better, other than playing one evil game to wrap it up? Talking point 3, guessing. Guess on walls, corners, and mine walls. Anything to improve the odds of making a number useful. Unfortunately, I have not been able to show off any 2 circle logic, however. I'm not too concerned about that. I keep missing my click. So evil. By the way, the ultimate caliber, in my opinion, other than trying like a really hard custom game, is no flag evil. If you can pull off no flag evil modes, you can probably pull off pretty much whatever you want. No, the urge to just start guessing away there was quite high. To just go clicking in the corners, because it's just such a strong opening. However, I'm not going to do that. So there is a bit of Minesweeper which does not make sense to some people. So the reason for that is some logic comes in cycles. I misclicked. You know, I'm just gonna start a new game. Is that some logic works in cycles. Now, what I mean by that is quite simply, why do I use these phrases when there's no simple way to explain it? So, what do I mean by a cycle logic? What I mean by cycling logic is that you need to use the position of one in order to get to the position of another. And please, this is evil mode. You're supposed to be hard. You're supposed to be making this unplayable for me. Please, make something happen, please. So the reason cycle logic is so hard for some people to wrap their head around is they don't like the fact that something is possible even though there's no obvious way for it to happen. What I mean by that is the logic is sound and it is proven. You cannot deny that it's faulty, or you cannot deny that it is effective. And it is not faulty. So I'm just going to play a bit until I come across some logic here that I can actually show off. Evil mode, you're not being very evil. Please. Please, I'm trying to make a video here. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Normally you're trying so hard to just ruin it. You're just like ruining the game. Please. Oh no, I'm actually gonna have to turn off mine mode real quick. Or flag mode. I know, kitty. I know. Oopsies. So it turns out that the corner of that 4 was open. Nope, that's not the one I want. You're really going to make me go back and actually... Ouch, why? What do you want? It's not even dinner time. My kitty is quite cute. I love him dearly. But unfortunately, sometimes he likes attention. In fact, he really likes attention. If there's someone like this in your life, you might want to reconsider getting close to them as to whether or not you want to spend that much time with them. Because my cats cannot be left alone for 5 minutes. Okay. Cannot be left alone for 30 minutes. He's very needy. I mean, he's sweet, he's lovey. But, yeah, he's special. He's special. That's the word we use for him. He's special. He's a special little kitty. You know what? I love him. normally evil modes is quite good at just ruining what I want to be doing. Unfortunately, it is possible to get quite lucky in evil modes, as is happening here. And this is mildly interesting. So, why did I do that? That was a 4, not a 3. Okay, maybe I'm just bad. Okay, I'm gonna focus up one moment. Content. Me getting frustrated because it's not getting hard enough. Oh, I could cycle start it. Yeah, because one of the no-guess solutions is exactly what I want. Okay, yeah. After this game, I'm going to cycle starts. By the way, if you're prone to seizures, I'd recommend not looking at this because it gets quite, or it can get quite flashy. It can get flashy. There is now a random mine in the middle of nowhere. Why? Because why not? I'm just grateful that it's... Perfect. That it was in flag mode instead of... instead of clicky mode. Okay, I'm just gonna start cycling starts. That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. That's also not the one I want. That's also not the one I want. That is also not the one I want. That is also not the one I want. That is 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 still not the one I want. That is still not the one I want. That is still not it. Am I even recording? Yes, I am. I'm so sorry. I'm going to pause. Okay. It finally happened. Step 1, turn on flag mode. So this is not ideally what I would have wanted to find, because it's just that. So that logic right there, for some reason, confuses a lot of people. That's just fine, I guess. That was a misclick. I'm going to zoom in, because I don't like misclicking. I have a big thumb. Okay. That was almost disastrous. I would have just kept playing, despite the mishap. Unfortunately, this isn't really exactly what I wanted. Also, I don't have any editing software, so you get to just put up with this. You get to put up with me. This is who I am. I talk about random things that really do not matter. Usually. They usually don't matter. But I also feel kind of bad because you guys are not getting to see a late game evil being played before your eyes. Now, granted, I could just grind out. Okay, is there a way to make that button bigger? I don't think there is. I don't think there's a way to make that button bigger, unfortunately. So why does my pancake keep getting turned off? I could just go to my games, turn off no flag for evil. And then just go not by efficiency. How about 3BV? So that's pretty much difficulty. Yeah, this one was pretty quick. We don't need to be mega zoomed out. So let's start this. Oh, that's shameful. That is shameful. As you can see, it's pretty strong, and if you're just trying to win evil games, it's fine. It's fine. Hopefully, this actually gives me what I want. After this, I'm going to cycle around until I actually find the roundabout of twos, or find a roundabout of twos. This was on my phone. the 21st was this is in military time. How quickly am I switching between flags and left clicking? No, this is not on my phone. Okay. Sometimes I mix up the keybinds. So you're just going to get to watch us. Ways to get better at Minesweeper would probably be to find a tutorial better than mine. This is a pretty low quality tutorial. I'm sorry, but it just is. There's really no excuse for it other than the fact I wanted to make a Minesweeper tutorial. I never said it was a good one. And you know, if you've watched it this far, you must have thought that there's something to glean from watching this idiot play Minesweeper. I click mines at a mediocre speed. That is a direct quote from my bio. Or from my description. How to get better at Minesweeper? I mean, one way is to play it pretty much religiously for hours on end. It's not particularly effective. I would suggest doing things such as the arena. So in order to enter the arena, if you're playing without an account on this platform, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, either in one go you need to be able to find an arena ticket, or make an account and then use the in-game currency to buy an arena ticket from the marketplace. I can show that off after this game, because why not? The marketplace is pretty saturated with arena tickets. I would not recommend doing a speeds. I would highly recommend doing an endurance or a no guess. Arena is really like a mid-game thing where you need to already be decent at the game before you even think about going into one. Otherwise, you're just wasting a ticket. However, they can be quite good for practicing. In the case of a no-guess arena, it's particularly mean because you need to really think about what you're doing while playing on a very small no-guess boards, which is surprisingly difficult. Like, I would argue that a lot of the boards you encounter in a no-guess arena are actually harder than evil modes. Because on a good day, I can just fly through evil modes with ease. Well, relative ease. I can absolutely destroy hard modes. It's easy for me. But when I went into the no-guess arena, it just kicked my butt. So I would recommend taking that into account for your choice. How to get better at Minesweeper? I promise I will come up with a solution. watching gameplay of those who are better than you, pausing. So first you need to follow along with the logic that they're going through. And whenever you see logic that you don't immediately see, pause the game, back it up a little bit, and then try to figure out how they got that. By the way, in order to buy a ticket, you come over here and you just come over. The first tickets will appear around the 250, or sorry, the 350 range. If you spam it too much, it will kind of just go on its own. So you can just straight up, whoopsies, I pushed the all the way forward button. Now why is someone selling those for so much? That's how you buy really high quality stuff. Someone purged the arena tickets from the market. There's a non-zero chance someone went through and bought every single arena ticket, because that's not too difficult to do. I'm just going to click through until I find them. There we go. Level 1 efficiency. So in order to get efficiency, or complete an efficiency arena, you need you need to click more times than the computer needs to, even though it knows where all of the mines are. And your only saving grace is that the computer does not chord when taking into account efficiency. Anyway, it's the minimum number of clicks required to clear the boards without any flags. Another way to get better, outside of buying a arena ticket or watching someone go about their game, or practicing way too much, is to just kind of follow the natural progression of your quests. Such as, for instance, win 3 intermediate games with an efficiency of 100% or above. So the reason I like minesweeper.online is because it will naturally adjust how good you are to how difficult the quests are. So oftentimes the quests will be at a level that you can manage. So that's definitely a saving grace that you can use. Another way you can get better is to befriend someone who is a lot better than you, such as, for instance, Swim is pro. Please, if you see this, don't spam Swim, please. Anyway, as you can probably tell by his name, Swim is pro, is pretty decent at the game. With his main shining light being his incredibly... Oh wow, he actually got a 1-second beginner mode. Yeah. Yeah, that's Swim. Intermediate mode. I would not recommend watching these games and expecting to get better, because these are just this is effectively watching a computer play. And it is just way too fast to follow most of the logic. Like, I personally can follow it reasonably well, but yeah, I would not recommend doing something like coming over to Best Players, Sky High, or Mario, or someone like that, and going, you know what, let's see a 40-second expert mode, because why not? This man's clicking faster than his ping. He's clicking on tiles that do not exist for him yet because they have not been sent. Do you know how many guesses this is? Like, the only reason I know this is a human is just because every once in a while it slows down to something reasonable. Otherwise, there's a genuine chance that he'd be accused of botting, just because this is so weird. There's also the excessive failed chord attempts that he's doing, although there's not that many failed chords actually. There's only 13 of them, but yeah, a computer would not fail a chord. Also, if you look at Sky High, he's just obviously not botting because he's just on 24/7. You can obviously stalk people. in order to get better. You can play high difficulty in order to get better. High difficulty is particularly mean, in my opinion. Or you can come over here and be just a menace to society. Let's say like 8, 10, so that's 80 mines. What's the maximum density I can get here? 80. Let's go with screw it, 10. Why not? Maybe. So mine density is 12, not high enough. It needs to be mean. Okay, 25% density. Is this doable? Well, obviously, it's a no guess. So obviously it's doable. So your first objective, so I would recommend just going through these tiny no guess boards. Gotta zoom way in, not out, because I don't like misclicking. Playing these tiny boards can get quite difficult if you find the right size to properly make you rage. So pretty much just mess around with the sizes until you find one that pretty much mandates mine counting. Once you find one that effectively mandates mine counting, you've probably figured out what is going to make you better at the game. So we're just going to play through this real quick. Oh, this is no guess. Oh, this is mine counting. 1 mine left. Let's not be that far out all the time. 32 is probably good. Oh wow, it glitched out already. That's unusual. Yeah. I think at this point I'm effectively rambling. I mean, one way you could ask to get better is to just come over to chat. Oftentimes, there's a ton of good people in chat, and just ask, how do you get better and faster? I have read the guides and play ETH speed and HD to get better. But is there more I can do? So let's come back to that in a little bit. Just keep an eye on chat. My game. Oh yeah. Now I remember what I was going to do. I was going to hunt down that game, or a game that involves a circle start. Was it you? No. Okay, let's zoom way out. No, that's way in. I'm not used to using the zoom feature. Normally I just play with whatever I'm given. Here we go. Perfect. Anyway, I'm just going to be going through this, trying to find a usable start here. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm still looking for the evil thing. However, practice. If I don't, that is stupid stuff 9% of the time. I'd have 3 KV event points right now. So gadgets advice is just practice. But I know that earlier on he also prescribed efficiency as well as no flag and guess. Actually, I don't know if it was Gadget who prescribed no flag and no guess, but I know someone good did. And so I will continue the quest for the all-holy. That's not the reset button, nor is that. I'm going to continue. Oh, it happens. That was fast. I'm still looking for that 2 circle. It's a 1 circle. And I might as well show you how to escape 1 circle. There we go. Oh, no, not quite escaped yet. There we go. I'll call that escaped. Once again, we have a 1 circle. I'm looking for the 2 circle. That's a 2 circle on the side. No. Button. I really want that loop around. I think I saved it. Should I just recheck in my phone to see if it did save it? Probably. Also, there's a non-zero chance I'm going to have 0 mastery in expert, or in no guess after this. It's fine. I can go through and solve most of these openings. Oh. My games. Evil. That one. I might as well show you guys how to escape this. There we go. Escaped. Yep, I'm gonna be here a while. I'm gonna be here a good long while. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, a couple things. First of all, the start finally looks mildly interesting. Oh, bit of lag there. There we go. And secondly, I've decided that because I've already shown you guys some of the logic from earlier, the 2 circle I was looking for is just a form of advanced logic, where you use the position of one known one. Actually, no, I already did show you guys the 2 circle. So, yeah. I hope you all have a great whatever the rest of it is you have. Day, night, morning, evening, whatever. Hold up, I can actually abuse my ping right now. In order to make it look like I'm teleporting the mines in. And then there's also the possibility it just skips. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and before you guys start shouting that I'm bad, I have proof that I'm not awful. I'm not awful at this game. All of these are wins. A few of them are no flags. Time. My best time in heart. So, this is the outro. As you can see, it doesn't really exist. However, it is an outro to watch. I've wasted your time, I've rambled, and you've probably come out of this thinking Minesweeper is mildly interesting, and you're probably a lot more confused than what you originally were. If you follow my advice, honestly, good luck. It's not the greatest advice out there. It's just advice that I thought would go better. There is no scripting going into this. I tried to prepare games for you guys to watch and observe and for me to teach with. But unfortunately, it just did not happen to become a thing. Yeah. I hope you all have the greatest day possible. That timing was not great. There's still 2/3 of a game left to watch. You know what, in this time I might as well plug the minesweeper.online. I personally think that this is one of the better ones, a little bit of context. I first came to this because my friend recommended it, because I got tired of dying to 50/50s. And this mode's just happened to have no guessing mode. So, yeah. Then from there, I just played it more, and more, and more, and more. Goodbye.